Hi again. I might be a little nasally today because I caught a cold. So I'm falling a little bit behind. So let's get this done. So we were reading and going over psychoanalysis, or yeah, psychoanalysis. And it's pretty broad spectrum at dealing with mental illness. Um, and it's something that I would love to delve in further. And I think that it's something that everyone really kind of needs to learn. Um, some of the things that really stand out to me are um, the types of mental illness and when they talk about hysteria, because it just kind of brings up what I've learned elsewhere where women were dropped off at asylums because their husbands like didn't want to deal with them anymore or couldn't deal with them or wanted to move on to other women, and it was the easiest option is just paying off and having them admitted. And that we had asylums in the first place, and they weren't good places. They weren't, they were just so bad and weren't helpful to patients. And even looking into it, it just hurts because you can see it all over in social media, and just the history of it all just kind of like gets to you. But through a lot of um, asylums, we tend to now, or tend to, we actually did learn a lot. There was a lot of practices that came from psych wards, which were like lobotomies, electroshock therapy. A lot that we've learned about the mind has come from experiments they used to do. And I feel it's something that, as in history, we need to look at and study, but also realize that it's a horrible thing that happened and it was not, and that we should give, I don't know, I don't want to say penance, but at least acknowledge the patients that whose names are lost to time, and acknowledge them for all that they've given us and for what they gave up being in the psych wards. Um, and then, as it pertains to today, most psych wards are not run by the state anymore. I feel like we should have something. I know why most of them were shut down. They were hard to run. Um, Evil things were just done there on the regular, and it's just hard to keep them running. But I also feel like it's something that we need to do because my father works on the administrative sorry side of Providence, and he said that sometimes it's really hard because the homeless or people who can't pay come in with mental illness and there's nowhere to ship them to. There's nowhere to take them. They just stay in the ERs and or are taken elsewhere, but they are not giving the help that they need. And I think that's something that we need as a society to see if they can change. And it's something that I want to find a answer to, um, as we as I go through life. And then I guess like one of the most interesting things that I found, and one of the things I keep going back to, is like when we talk about psychoanalysis, when we talk about mental illness, and then when we talk and get deviled into like serial killers and just criminals in general, we find that we talk about a lot whether it's nature versus nurture. Um, and so that's something also I would love to look into. And I think that's about all this week. So I hope you have a good week, and I will probably do this again. So sorry about the tail. Um, bye.